The Trump administration is suspending approximately $175 million in federal funding for the University of Pennsylvania. The White House says in a statement the funding cut is connected to the participation of a transgender athlete in Penn's swimming program. Back in 2022, Leah Thomas swam for Penn, becoming the first openly transgender athlete to win a national championship in any sport and fueling a heated culture war debate. Then last month, the Education Department announced an investigation into the Penn swimming program. In a statement, the University of Pennsylvania said it had not been notified of the funding cut, but added, quote, Penn has always followed NCAA and Ivy League policies regarding student participation on athletic teams. We have been in the past and remain today in full compliance with the regulations that apply to not only Penn, but all of our NCAA and Ivy League peer institutions. The suspension comes a month after 3 of Thomas's former teammates sued Penn, the NCAA and the Ivy League, and Harvard University, which hosted the 2022 Ivy League championships. That lawsuit accuses the institutions of, quote, depriving them of equal opportunities as women to compete and win, while being denied the opportunity to protect their privacy in separate and equal locker rooms. And one of those former Penn swimmers, Margot Kaczorowski, is here now, along with her lawyer, Bill Bach, to tell us more about this suit. Thank you both for coming on. Margot, I first want to get your reaction to this latest news. $175 million now of federal funding is suspended from the University of Pennsylvania. Do you think that freeze on the funding is necessary?
I think it is because federal funding is directly tied to Title IX, and you can't have one without the other. So it's important to make sure that universities are aligned with federal law, and so I think it's an important step in the right direction.
So this suit alleges that Penn, Harvard, the Ivy League, and the NCAA all violated Title IX rules. The organizations say they were following guidelines for transgender athletes that were laid out at the time. So how do you think they violated Title IX, and what made you take this step now?
Yeah, so I wanted to take this step so that no other women and girls have to go through what I went through that year. But they were in line with the NCAA policy, but the NCAA policy completely defied federal law. And I think they should have stepped up and done the right thing at the time.
Margot, Leah Thomas is discussed in this suit extensively, but you chose not to file the suit against her. Why?
Because at the end of the day, Leah Thomas was within the rules at the time and was just doing what the university and NCAA was allowing Leah to do. And so really our problem was with the institutions that allowed that to happen.
Now, in 2022, Leah Thomas spoke to our Juju Chang about a letter sent by 16 anonymous teammates and some of their parents. And the letter stated that while the signers supported Thomas's right to transition, they thought it was unfair that she compete against cisgender women. And this was Leah Thomas's response.
You can't go halfway and be like, I support trans women and trans people, but only to a certain point, where if you support trans women as women and they've met all the NCAA requirements, then I don't know if you can really say something like that. Trans women are not a threat to women's sports.
Well, you can't say that you support transgender people and then object when they're competing in a sport against you. What do you say to that, or any accusations that you're transphobic?
I think you cannot put the blame on women, and we cannot be a hockey puck being battled back and forth between the right and the left. The American people are behind women on this issue. If you look at any of the polls, almost 100% of people believe that women deserve fair participation in sports and protection. And so I think we women cannot be emotionally blackmailed, and we deserve our rights to be protected.
You were teammates, even swam on the same relay team with Leah. Have you been in touch with her over the past few years?
I have not.
And why not?
We were not really friends at the time. So Leah was on the team for 1 year, and we weren't friends before that, and we haven't been friends since.
Representatives for Leah Thomas declined interview requests that we put out for her. We reached out to the Ivy League and Harvard about this case. We received no statement. But the NCAA sent us this statement, and I'm reading here, quote, while the NCAA does not comment on pending litigation, the association and its members will continue to promote Title IX, make unprecedented investments in women's sports, and ensure fair competition in all NCAA championships. Bill, you say you haven't gotten a response yet from any of the plaintiffs. So what are the next steps in this case?
Yeah, and I just respond to the NCAA statement there. Absolutely not true. They don't make an investment, a substantial investment in Title IX or in women. And obviously their policies are dramatically anti-woman and very discriminatory. Next step in the suit is pressing ahead, because what happened here was there was a conspiracy between the NCAA, the Ivy League, and the Ivy League institutions, including the University of Pennsylvania, to put this anti-women harmful policy in place. And we're going to get to the bottom of it. We're going to demonstrate exactly the individuals that were involved and why they were doing something that is absolutely rejected by the American public. It's not fair to women, and it really makes a mockery of the idea of women's sports, which is created to include women and allow them to compete on a level playing field. And with Thomas and with many other male athletes competing in women's sports, we no longer have a level playing field.
And to be clear, Leah Thomas identifies as a transgender woman, still goes by she, her pronouns, and so we address her as such. Margot Kaczorowski, Bill Bach, thank you both.